Every morning in Kenya, the antelope wakes up. It knows it must run faster than the fastest lion, or it will die. Every morning, the lion wakes up. It knows it must run faster than the slowest antelope, or it will starve. In this place, no matter who you are, when the sun rises, you had better start running. 24 hours of survival in the wild heart of Africa begins. Kenya is a country in East Africa covering more than 223,900 square miles. It is a land of modern cities, snow-capped mountain peaks, vast freshwater lakes, a long coastline along the Indian Ocean, and many diverse ecosystems ranging from deserts and mountain forests to expansive grasslands. Yet among all these landscapes, one place has become the very symbol of wild Africa. That place is the Masai Mara National Reserve, covering approximately 583 square miles in southwestern Kenya and bordering Tanzania's Serengeti National Park. The Masai Mara occupies only a tiny fraction of Kenya's map. Nevertheless, it is one of the most famous ecosystems on Earth, the stage for the Great Migration, and home to dozens of large mammal species, along with more than 500 species of birds. Here, life unfolds almost exactly as it has for millions of years. Every dawn awakens the herds of herbivores. Every dusk opens the hunts. Every day that passes brings countless confrontations between predator and prey, between strength, speed, patience, and the instinct to survive. It is on this extraordinary land that we will follow 24 hours of survival in Kenya's wild nature. Before the first rays of sunlight appear, the Masai Mara grasslands in Kenya remain deeply shrouded in darkness. A sudden, piercing howl rises. It is the call of the spotted hyena. The sound carries for many miles, cutting through thorny thickets and echoing across every corner of the plains. To human ears, it may sound like a terrifying laugh, but for hyenas, every sound carries a message. They call to their own kind, pinpoint the location of the clan, and announce that a new food source has just been discovered. In the darkness, low, sturdy bodies quickly appear. One after another, the hyenas race in the same direction, their enduring legs carrying them across great distances. Their keen sense of smell has already detected the scent of fresh blood in the air. Elsewhere on the plains, a pride of lions has just finished the last hunt of the night. Darkness is the lion's crucial ally. When temperatures drop, they can move without expending too much energy. The darkness also allows the hunters to approach their prey undetected. But a successful hunt does not guarantee the meal is secured. The smell of blood quickly draws uninvited guests. From afar, the calls of the hyenas grow closer. The hyenas circle, watch, and wait. None wants to charge first into the lion's claws, yet they are not easily deterred. In the Masai Mara, food is always the cause of confrontations. A single meal can determine the strength of an entire pride, the ability to raise cubs, and the chance of survival in the days ahead. When the lions have eaten their fill and gradually withdraw, the hyenas move in. They can crush bones that many other predators cannot handle, utilizing almost everything left behind. While the struggle continues on the plains, another journey is ending along the banks of the Mara River. Hippos are returning to the water. During the day, hippos usually submerge themselves to escape the fierce sun. But when night falls, they leave the river and travel deep into the grasslands to feed. An adult hippo can cover many miles in a single night. Now, before the sun appears, they must quickly return to their familiar refuge. Along trails used for generations, the hippos file toward the water in single file. Mothers stay close to their young, always alert to every movement, for this is also the time when leopards, lions, and hyenas are still active. After a long night of foraging, they have returned safely. On the horizon, the blackness begins to yield to a pale blue band of light. The stars vanish, one by one. The hunters of the night prepare to withdraw. Lions seek dense thickets to rest. Hyenas carry the remaining food back to their dens for the cubs. Leopards drag their prey high into the branches of a tree, safe from scavengers on the ground. Meanwhile, thousands of antelope, zebra, and buffalo begin to wake. They lift their heads from the grass, listen to the sounds around them, and check whether their herds are still intact. Some creatures have survived the night. Others vanished before dawn could arrive. As the sun begins to rise above the horizon, the Masai Mara grasslands are gradually bathed in light. Temperatures are still low, and a thin layer of mist still covers the ground. This is the time when many bird species become active. Songs rise from the bushes, the grass, and the acacia canopies, marking the start of a new day. Many species take the opportunity to feed before midday heat sets in. Antelope herds also leave their shelters one after another. After a night of constant vigilance against lions, leopards, and hyenas, they move out onto open grasslands to graze. Feeding is most intense in the early morning hours, while the weather remains cool. Giraffes begin moving among the acacia clusters. With their exceptional height, they easily reach young leaves that most other herbivores cannot. At the same time, their elevated vantage point helps them detect threats from great distances. The morning mist gradually dissipates as the sunlight strengthens. Across the plains, animals disperse toward their familiar feeding grounds. In a short time, the savanna shifts from the quiet of night to the most active period of the day. For most animals in the Masai Mara, the early morning hours are crucial for replenishing energy before the midday heat sharply reduces foraging activity. This is also the opening for countless interactions between prey and predators across the plains. After dawn, most animals in the Masai Mara enter their first feeding period of the day. Temperatures are still low, allowing species to conserve energy and remain active before the heat of midday. Elephant herds begin moving toward rivers, lakes, and remaining waterholes left after the rains. An adult elephant can drink more than 26 gallons of water each day. On the plains, zebras and various antelope species disperse into large herds. They spend most of their time grazing. Zebras typically eat the taller, coarser grass first, creating conditions for antelope to continue on the tender grass growing beneath. Differences in diet allow many herbivore species to exploit the same area without direct competition. In the bushes and on rocky outcrops, baboons also begin searching for food. Their diet is highly varied, including fruit, seeds, insects, roots, bird eggs, and even small animals. This adaptability makes the baboon one of the most widely distributed primates across the African savannas. Feeding activity unfolds simultaneously across the grasslands, making the Masai Mara more vibrant. This is also the time when food sources are most concentrated, drawing the attention of predators beginning their new day. On high earth mounds or termite hills, cheetahs often stand watching herds of antelope and zebra grazing. Unlike lions or leopards, cheetahs rely primarily on speed to hunt. Therefore, they spend considerable time selecting young, old, or isolated individuals before launching the chase. Meanwhile, leopards usually finish their hunting by late night or early dawn. After feeding or caching their kill in a tree to keep it from hyenas and lions, they seek dense canopies or thick grass to rest for the remainder of the day. Along rivers and lakes, African fish eagles leave their nests to search for food. With excellent vision, they fly along the water surface to spot fish near the top, then dive, seizing the prey with powerful talons before carrying it back to the nest. On the plains, the secretary bird strides with long steps to hunt reptiles and small animals. In the early morning, each predator chooses a different strategy. Cheetahs rely on speed. Leopards make use of the remaining darkness. Fish eagles control the waterways, and secretary birds hunt right on the open grassland. Coexisting in one ecosystem, they exploit different food sources, helping maintain the balance of the Masai Mara savanna. As temperatures on the savanna begin to rise, water sources become the destination for nearly every species. The Mara River, marshes, and natural waterholes concentrate large numbers of animals coming to drink, rest, or cool down. Elephants are often among the first to appear. Not long afterward, herds of buffalo, zebra, and giraffe also approach the water's edge one after another. Although they share the same resource, each species maintains a certain distance to limit conflict. For many herbivores, approaching water always carries risk. Riverbank areas have limited visibility because of reeds and bushes, and they are ideal ambush sites for predators. Hidden beneath the water are Nile crocodiles. Most of their bodies remain submerged, with only eyes and nostrils visible above the surface. They can lie motionless for long periods, waiting for an animal to come too close to the edge. The concentration of many species at one location also increases encounters. Elephant herds may force smaller animals to yield the path. Buffalo always maintain formation to protect the herd, while zebras and antelope continually scan their surroundings before lowering their heads to drink. The concentration of herbivore herds around the grasslands and water sources also creates opportunities for predators. Among them, the cheetah chooses a strategy completely different from that of lions or leopards. Instead of ambushing in the grass or relying on strength to overpower prey, the cheetah depends almost entirely on speed. Before each hunt, they spend considerable time observing antelope or zebra herds to identify young, old, injured, or isolated individuals. Selecting the right target largely determines success. When the distance is closed, the cheetah suddenly accelerates. Within seconds, it can reach speeds of more than 56 miles per hour, becoming the fastest land animal on Earth. Its long tail helps maintain balance during constant changes of direction as it follows the fleeing prey. However, extreme speed quickly causes the body to overheat. A cheetah can maintain maximum velocity for only about 20 to 30 seconds. If it fails to catch the prey in that time, it usually abandons the chase to avoid exhaustion. For this reason, every cheetah hunt is decided in a very short window. A wrong target, insufficient approach distance, or the prey escaping in the first few seconds quickly eliminates the chance of success. Not every animal on the savanna must flee when facing a predator. For large species such as the African elephant, giraffe, and Cape buffalo, sheer size is the first line of defense. Yet strength alone is not enough. Over millions of years of evolution, each species has developed its own survival strategies, from communication abilities and social structure to methods of protecting the young. These traits make them the true giants of the Masai Mara. The African elephant is the largest land animal on the planet. An adult male can weigh more than 6.5 tons, while females live in matriarchal herds spanning multiple generations. Each herd is usually led by the oldest female, known as the matriarch. Drawing on decades of accumulated experience, she remembers the locations of water sources, seasonal grazing areas, and safe migration routes. In drought years, the matriarch's memory often decides the survival of the entire herd. Bonds among individuals within an elephant herd are extremely close. They frequently touch one another with their trunks to recognize and reassure each other. Calves are always protected in the center of the herd, while adults form a circle when lions or other threats are detected. If a calf is attacked, multiple adults immediately rush to its aid, using trunks, tusks, and body weight to drive the predator away. In addition to familiar gestures and sounds, elephants use infrasound, very low-frequency calls almost inaudible to the human ear. These signals can travel through the air and the ground for many miles. In this way, herds far apart can still communicate, announce water locations, assemble, or warn of danger. It is one of the most complex communication systems ever recorded among mammals. Beside the elephants stand the giraffes, the tallest animals on Earth. With heights that can exceed 16 feet, they enjoy a tremendous observational advantage on the plains. While other species see only the bushes ahead, giraffes can detect unusual movements from great distances. This ability not only helps them avoid danger, but also benefits many surrounding herbivores. The giraffe's famous long neck does more than allow access to high leaves other animals cannot reach. During the breeding season, it becomes a special weapon. Adult males engage in contests known as necking. They stand side by side and repeatedly swing their long necks like hammers, striking the opponent's neck, shoulders, or flanks with their heavy heads. Some fights last only a few minutes. Others continue for hours. The winner gains access to females and passes on its genes. Although they appear gentle, an adult giraffe is an opponent few predators willingly face. Its long, powerful legs can deliver kicks of enormous force. A single well-aimed kick to the head or chest can seriously injure or even kill a lion. Consequently, lions usually target only calves, old or weak individuals, or those separated from the herd. If elephants represent intelligence and giraffes stand out for height, the Cape buffalo is the symbol of collective strength. They live in large herds that can range from several dozen to hundreds of individuals, sometimes reaching thousands when smaller groups merge. Living in herds greatly reduces each individual's risk of predation because hundreds of eyes and ears continually monitor every movement on the plains. When lions or hyenas are detected, the buffalo's response differs from that of most other herbivores. Instead of fleeing immediately, the herd quickly forms a defensive formation. Adults stand on the outer ring, while calves are moved to safety in the center. If the predator continues to approach, many bulls lower their heads, pointing their sharp horns forward, ready to charge. On many occasions, it is the lions that must retreat. A thrust from a nearly 1-ton buffalo can break bones or hurl an adult lion into the air. There are numerous records of entire buffalo herds returning to rescue a member under attack, even combining forces to drive off a whole pride of lions. This solidarity makes the buffalo one of the most dangerous prey for large predators. Three species, three completely different survival strategies. Elephants rely on memory, tight bonds, and extraordinary communication. Giraffes use height, vision, and powerful kicks. Buffalo place their trust in collective strength and mutual protection. Although all are herbivores, they do not merely survive by avoiding danger. They are capable of making the top predators of the Masai Mara think twice before attacking. The presence of these giants also shapes the entire ecosystem. Elephants open pathways through dense thickets and create waterholes in the dry season. Giraffes control the growth of acacia trees by browsing high foliage. Buffalo maintain the grasslands through large-scale grazing. Each species plays an irreplaceable role in sustaining the balance of the Masai Mara through every season and every generation. When the sun climbs high, the Masai Mara savanna enters the hottest period of the day. Temperatures can exceed 86 degrees Fahrenheit, while the ground absorbs heat and makes the air near the surface even hotter. This is also when the rhythm of life on the plains slows noticeably. To avoid excessive loss of energy and water, most animals sharply reduce foraging. Many seek the shade of trees, thickets, or breezy areas to rest until temperatures ease. Beyond simply avoiding the sun, many species have their own cooling methods. African elephants often suck water with their trunks and spray it over their backs and flanks. They then cover their skin with a layer of mud or dust. This mud acts as a natural protective coat, reducing the impact of sunlight, limiting insect bites, and retaining moisture for many hours. For hippos, water is an almost mandatory daytime refuge. Despite their massive bodies, hippo skin is highly sensitive to sunlight. Prolonged time on land causes the skin to dry and crack. From morning to afternoon, therefore, most of a hippo's time is spent submerged in rivers or shallow pools. Only the eyes, ears, and nostrils protrude above the water for observation and breathing, while the rest of the body is cooled by the water. Occasionally, they secrete a reddish-pink fluid on the skin that functions as a natural sunscreen and antibacterial agent. Predators are no exception. Lions, leopards, and cheetahs all limit activity during the hottest hours. A lion pride may rest from 16 to 20 hours each day, most of it during daylight. They choose dense thickets, large tree bases, or shaded spots, breathing slowly and minimizing energy expenditure. Midday hunting is rare because even a short chase can overheat the body and lead to rapid exhaustion. Leopards often climb into tree branches to escape the heat radiating from the ground while surveying the surroundings. Cheetahs, the world's fastest runners, must conserve energy even more carefully. Accelerations to more than 56 miles per hour cause body temperature to rise very quickly, so they almost exclusively hunt in the early morning or late afternoon when conditions are more favorable. Even birds adjust their routines. Eagles and hawks use rising thermal currents from the ground to soar for long periods with almost no wing beats. conserving energy. Many smaller birds seek dense canopies to escape the sun and resume feeding only when temperatures begin to fall. This is a necessary rest period that prepares both predator and prey for a more active rhythm once the sun begins to set. While most large animals seek shade to escape the heat, another world continues to bustle, just beneath the surface and among the grass. Although tiny, insects play indispensable roles in the Masai Mara ecosystem. Dung beetles are among the most common species on the plains. They quickly locate the dung of elephants, buffalo, or antelope, roll it into balls, and push it away to serve as food or a place to lay eggs. This activity recycles organic matter, returns nutrients to the soil, and helps keep the grasslands fertile. Underground, termite colonies quietly construct enormous mounds that can last for decades. They decompose rotting wood and plant material while loosening the soil, allowing water and air to penetrate more deeply. Many other animals also use termite mounds as shelters or observation posts. Ants appear almost everywhere on the savanna. They gather seeds, insect remains, and other food sources and carry them back to the nest. Some species protect acacia trees from leaf eaters in exchange for the sweet nectar the trees produce. This mutualistic relationship allows both the trees and the ants to thrive. On flowering bushes, bees continually move from blossom to blossom, collecting nectar. In the process, they carry pollen and enable many plant species to complete pollination. Thanks to the bees, savanna plants can flower, fruit, and provide food for countless other animals. Although they rarely attract attention like elephants or lions, dung beetles, termites, ants, and bees are vital links in the ecosystem. They recycle organic matter, improve soil, support plant reproduction, and maintain the flow of nutrients that allows all life on the Masai Mara grasslands to continue. Unlike mammals, reptiles do not generate their own body heat. Their temperature depends on the surrounding environment, so every hour of the day directly affects how they move, hide, and hunt. Underwater, Nile crocodiles remain almost motionless for hours. Only their eyes and nostrils protrude above the surface while the rest of the body stays completely submerged. Their rough, gray-brown skin blends with the murky water and floating logs, making it difficult for many animals to notice the predator's presence. They typically choose stretches of river, lake, or pool where zebra, antelope, buffalo, and wildebeest frequently come to drink or cross. Crocodiles do not waste energy chasing prey. Instead, they wait patiently. When an animal comes close enough, the surge happens in an instant. Powerful jaws lock onto a leg or snout before dragging the victim underwater. With larger prey, the crocodile performs the famous death roll, using the twisting force of its entire body to tear flesh or render the animal unable to resist. The combination of strength, surprise, and the aquatic environment makes the crocodile one of the most dangerous predators of the Masai Mara. On land, the black mamba employs an entirely different strategy. As an ectotherm, it avoids activity during the hottest part of the day to prevent overheating. The black mamba hides in rock crevices, hollow tree trunks, abandoned termite mounds, or the burrows of other animals, where temperatures are more stable than on the sun-baked ground. In the early morning or late afternoon, when temperatures drop, the black mamba leaves its refuge to hunt. It combines excellent vision with the ability to sense vibrations to detect rodents, birds, or small reptiles. Unlike many constricting snakes, the black mamba relies on extremely potent neurotoxic venom. After one or a few very rapid strikes, it withdraws and waits for the venom to take effect before following the trail to its prey. This method reduces the risk of retaliation and conserves energy in a harsh environment. The African rock python is also a master of ambush, yet its hunting method is completely different. It selects locations with frequent animal traffic, game trails, dense thickets, or the edges of water sources. Its mottled skin pattern makes the body nearly invisible against vegetation and dry ground. At times, a python may remain motionless for hours or even days, waiting for a single opportunity. When prey comes within the right range, the attack is astonishingly fast. The python seizes the victim with its curved, sharp teeth and rapidly coils multiple loops around the body. Each time the prey exhales, the coils tighten further, preventing the chest from expanding. Within minutes, the animal suffocates or its circulation stops. The python then swallows its prey whole and may not need to eat again for weeks or even months. Nile monitors are more opportunistic and flexible hunters. They commonly appear along riverbanks, marshes, or flooded areas where food is abundant. With a constantly flickering forked tongue that collects scent molecules from the air, a monitor can quickly locate carcasses, bird nests, or injured animals. Their diet is highly varied: fish, crabs, frogs, insects, birds, bird eggs, rodents, and even large animal carcasses. They also seize opportunities to raid crocodile nests or ground nesting birds. During intense heat, monitors seek shade or submerge themselves to cool down before continuing to forage. Their ability to swim, climb, and dig allows them to exploit nearly every available food source. Although they employ very different tactics, Nile crocodiles, black mambas, African rock pythons, and Nile monitors share one survival principle: never waste energy. They use camouflage, patience, and precise timing to deliver decisive attacks. On the Masai Mara savanna, where heat is a constant challenge, these cold-blooded killers have turned that harsh condition into an advantage, becoming silent yet highly effective predators. Above the Masai Mara grasslands, another world operates continuously. Wings replace footsteps, and the sky becomes a shared space for hunting birds, scavengers, and insect eaters that occupy it in completely different ways. At the highest altitudes, eagles are powerful hunters. With broad wings and the ability to ride thermal currents rising from the ground, they can soar for hours with almost no wing beats. From heights of hundreds of feet, their sharp eyes detect rabbits, young antelope, reptiles, or small birds moving below. Once a target is locked, they fold their wings, dive at high speed, and end the hunt in seconds with powerful talons. Hawks are also skilled hunters, but more versatile. They often fly low over the grasslands or perch on acacia trees to scan the surroundings. The moment a mouse, lizard, or small bird leaves cover, the hawk plunges, seizes the prey, and quickly rises before other predators can appear. While eagles and hawks seek living prey, vultures perform an entirely different role. They rarely hunt directly and instead spend most of their time circling the sky in search of carcasses. Excellent eyesight allows them to detect dead animals from great distances. When the first individual descends, others quickly arrive, forming flocks of dozens or even hundreds. With nearly featherless necks and digestive systems capable of neutralizing many dangerous bacteria, vultures can process a carcass in a short time. Their activity removes sources of disease and returns nutrients to the environment, making them an important link in the ecosystem. At lower levels, flocks of bee-eaters continually fly over the grasslands, catching flying insects. Bees, dragonflies, butterflies, and many other insects may become prey. Before swallowing a bee, they often beat it repeatedly against a branch to remove the stinger, reducing the risk of being stung while eating. In contrast to most predatory birds, the secretary bird spends most of its time on the ground. With long, strong legs and rapid movement, it walks dozens of miles each day searching for food. Snakes, lizards, mice, and large insects are familiar prey. When confronting venomous snakes, the secretary bird delivers powerful, precise kicks to subdue the opponent before using its curved beak to tear the prey apart. Although they choose very different strategies, all these birds help maintain the balance of the Masai Mara. Eagles and hawks control small animal populations. Bee-eaters limit insect numbers. Secretary birds hunt reptiles and rodents, and vultures clear carcasses before they become sources of disease. As the sun gradually lowers, the heat that has blanketed the savanna begins to ease. The first cool breezes blow across the grasslands, carrying moisture from the horizon and signaling a coming change. To humans, it is merely a shift in weather. To the animals, the slightest changes in wind, humidity, and sky are important signals to prepare for the next phase of the day. Elephant herds are among the first to respond. After hours of resting under trees or around water sources, they rise and resume their journey. The herd moves in single file, experienced females leading while calves are kept safe in the middle. Trunks are continually raised to scent the air, detecting water, food, and even approaching rain from many miles away. In the sky, dark clouds gradually gather. Hot air rising from the ground meets cooler air at higher altitudes, allowing the clouds to develop rapidly. During the rainy season, a clear blue sky can turn deep gray in a short time, bringing strong winds, thunder, and heavy rain sweeping across the plains. Many bird species also change behavior before rain arrives. Swallows and other insect-eating birds often fly lower as humidity rises, because insects themselves descend to avoid strong gusts. Flocks of storks, herons, and other water birds become more active around flooded areas, while predatory birds quickly seek safe perches before the weather deteriorates. Not only birds, but many other animals sense the change. Antelope and zebra begin moving toward areas where new grass will grow after the rains. Hippos leave their resting places in preparation for a night of feeding. Insect swarms increase in the air, drawing bats and insectivorous birds into activity. The first raindrops falling after many days of heat quickly transform the appearance of the Masai Mara. The scent of dry earth mixed with moisture spreads across the savanna. In a short time, the cracked ground softens again, and empty water holes begin to refill. Rain not only cools the heat, but opens a new phase of life. After each rainfall, the grasslands change rapidly. Seeds that have lain dormant under dry soil for weeks begin to germinate. Within a few days, patches of fresh green grass cover ground that had turned yellow under the sun. Bushes and many other plants also produce new leaves, providing abundant food for herbivores. The revival of vegetation quickly attracts herds of wildebeest, zebra, Thompson's gazelle, and buffalo. They spread across the plains to take advantage of the newly available nutritious forage. For many species, this is also the period when young grow fastest, thanks to rich food and more favorable living conditions. Newly formed water sources after rain also create opportunities for many other creatures. Frogs and insects begin to breed, producing lively sounds as night falls. Water birds gather at shallow pools to feed, while elephants, giraffes, and other large mammals no longer need to travel great distances for water. The atmosphere on the savanna becomes more animated. Elephant calves run around the herd, playing with water and mud with their trunks. Young zebras and antelope chase one another across the newly grown grass. Insect-eating birds fly in flocks above the plains, taking advantage of the abundant food after the rain. Across the Masai Mara, the rhythm of life seems to accelerate as every species makes the most of this favorable period. Yet rain brings opportunity not only to herbivores. When animal herds concentrate on the new grass, lions, leopards, hyenas, and cheetahs also appear quickly. Wherever there is abundant food, a new battlefield between predator and prey emerges. Every time of day favors different species. If morning belongs to the herbivore herds, late afternoon and dusk belong to the predators. Lion prides begin to wake after hours of rest. They use tall grass, bushes, and the weak light of dusk to conceal themselves. Each individual takes a different position to cut off escape routes. Only when the distance is close enough does the entire pride charge simultaneously, turning the ambush into a fierce chase lasting only a few dozen seconds. Elsewhere, the distinctive whoops of hyenas begin to rise across the plains. Clan members gradually assemble after a day of scattered foraging. Far from being mere scavengers, hyenas are highly effective hunters, especially when working as a group. They can coordinate to pursue antelope, zebra, or wildebeest over long distances, exhausting the prey before delivering the final blow. At the same time, they remain ready to steal a lion's kill whenever the opportunity arises. Meanwhile, the leopard continues its solitary hunting style. It moves silently, slipping along bushes or low branches to approach its target. Leopards typically target solitary individuals or unwary young. On the opposite side, herbivores also change behavior as night approaches. Antelope herds begin to gather more tightly and continually raise their heads to scan the surroundings. Ears point in every direction to catch unusual sounds, while eyes never stop sweeping the grass where a predator may be hiding. The moment one individual detects danger and flees, the entire herd bolts in reflex, creating waves of movement that ripple across the plains. When the sun disappears completely below the horizon, the Masai Mara enters the most tense moment of the day. Predators are ready. Prey has raised its vigilance to the maximum. In the sky, birds successively end their days foraging. Bee-eaters fly in small flocks back to their roosts in the branches. Eagles and hawks also seek familiar perches to rest after hours of soaring. Farther away, flocks of storks and herons fly slowly toward the marshes, forming long lines against the glowing red sky. Amid this scene, giraffes continue to move unhurriedly among the sparse acacias. They take the last leaves of the day before darkness falls. The silhouette of a giraffe against the evening sky has become one of the familiar symbols of the Masai Mara. In the distance, elephant herds continue their silent march, while zebras and antelope gradually gather into larger groups to prepare for a night of risk. Insect sounds begin to rise among the grass, replacing the daytime chorus of birds. The entire ecosystem is shifting from the world of light to the world of darkness. Darkness favors those with acute hearing, keen smell, and eyes perfectly adapted to low light. Mongooses are among the small predators that appear after nightfall. Depending on the species, they may hunt alone or in groups for insects, mice, lizards, snakes, and small birds. With quick reflexes and flexible coordination, mongooses are capable of confronting even venomous snakes. They continually overturn stones, dig through grass, and check every crevice in search of food. The caracal is a solitary and mysterious hunter. Its tawny coat allows it to blend almost completely into the moonlit grassland. Large ears topped with distinctive black tufts not only enhance hearing but also detect the faintest sounds from mice or hidden birds. Once the prey's position is fixed, the caracal approaches silently and then suddenly accelerates. With powerful leaps, it can jump more than 10 feet high to snatch birds just taking flight. In the tree branches, the genet moves slowly among the leaves in the dark. Its long tail helps maintain balance while climbing, and its large eyes reflect the weak moonlight. Genets hunt mice, nestling birds, reptiles, insects, and even fruit when necessary. Their climbing skill allows them to reach food sources that ground predators find difficult to exploit. The African civet also leaves its daytime refuge when darkness falls. It travels familiar trails, continually using its keen nose to scent the air. As an omnivore, the civet has a highly varied diet that includes insects, small animals, bird eggs, ripe fruit, and carrion. High adaptability allows it to live in many environments, from open grassland and open woodland to riverine areas. High above, the Verreaux's eagle owl silently watches every movement from large branches. With forward-facing eyes and highly developed hearing, it can detect prey in very low light. Special soft plumage makes its wing beats nearly silent. When it dives, the eagle owl uses powerful talons to seize rabbits, mice, young porcupines, or birds roosting in the branches. Each species has its own strategy for conquering the night. Although they differ in size and habits, all exploit darkness to avoid competition with daytime predators and to access food sources that appear only after the sun sets. In only 24 hours, the Kenyan grasslands have changed many times, from the quiet darkness before dawn to the first light of a new day, from the fierce midday heat to the glowing red of sunset. Then once again, darkness covers the land, opening a new cycle of survival. Throughout that time, nature never truly rests. When the nocturnal hunters finish their hunts, the herbivores begin to leave their shelters. When the high sun forces many animals into the shade, countless insects, reptiles, and small creatures continue their quiet activity. In late afternoon, the entire savanna wakes again, preparing for the most intense period before night returns. Every species has its own window in which to exist. Lions use the weak light of dusk. Cheetahs rely on the cool of the early morning. Hippos wait for darkness to come ashore and feed. Eagle owls, caracals, and genets truly begin their lives only when most of the world has fallen asleep. No species can dominate the entire day. Even the strongest predator must rest under the midday heat. Tiny creatures become critically important when they pollinate plants, decompose organic matter, or serve as food for countless other organisms. From an elephant weighing several tons to an ant colony only a few millimeters long, everyone is an indispensable link in the ecosystem. It is precisely these differences in activity periods that allow thousands of species to coexist on the same land. Rather than competing at every moment, they share nature hour by hour. When one world closes, another immediately opens. That is why the Masai Mara remains full of life. Every dawn brings new beginnings. Every dusk opens new hunts. Every night witnesses survival stories that daylight never reveals. This cycle has continued for millions of years before humans appeared and still continues today. It creates the fragile yet enduring balance of one of the greatest wild ecosystems on Earth. For millions of years, Kenya's ecosystems have continually adapted to natural fluctuations. Animals have endured prolonged droughts, irregular rainy seasons, and climatic shifts across many ice ages. Today, however, the pace of change is faster than ever before. For the first time in history, nature must adapt not only to climate, but also to the growing presence and impact of humans. Climate change is altering the familiar rhythm of the seasons. Droughts are becoming longer and more severe, while heavy rains arrive unpredictably, causing floods and erosion. Grasslands wither faster, many waterholes dry earlier, forcing elephants, zebras, antelope, and many other species to travel farther in search of food and water. For predators, this also means expanding their hunting ranges and expending more energy simply to survive. Climate shifts also affect the timing of migrations for many species. The Great Migration between the Serengeti and the Masai Mara depends on rainfall and grass growth. When rainy seasons arrive earlier or later than usual, millions of wildebeest and zebras must adjust their movement schedules. Even a change of a few weeks in food or water can disrupt the entire journey. Alongside climate, pressure from humans continues to increase. Kenya's population keeps growing, bringing greater demand for farmland, livestock, roads, and settlements. Areas that were once natural grassland are gradually fragmented by fences, fields, or infrastructure. This shrinks habitat and severes migration routes that animals have used for thousands of years. As the distance between people and wildlife narrows, conflict becomes more frequent. Elephants may destroy crops while searching for food. Lions and hyenas sometimes prey on livestock. In turn, animals face the risk of retaliation or loss of living space. Finding a balance between economic development and nature conservation has become one of Kenya's greatest challenges. Another pressure comes from tourism. The Masai Mara is one of the world's most famous destinations, attracting hundreds of thousands of visitors each year. Tourism provides crucial revenue for conservation and local communities. Yet without proper control, too many vehicles approaching animals or construction in sensitive areas can alter behavior and place pressure on migration routes. In recent years, Kenya has tightened vehicle limits, strengthened regulations, and promoted responsible tourism models to reduce these impacts. Environmental pollution is also emerging as a new threat. Beyond ordinary waste or industrial chemicals, even agricultural pesticides can have severe consequences for wildlife. In 2026, many elephants near Amboseli were reported to have died from cyanide poisoning originating from agricultural chemicals, showing how fragile the boundary between human activity and nature has become. Yet amid these challenges, hopeful signals remain. Kenya is regarded as one of Africa's leaders in community-based conservation. Instead of relying solely on national parks, dozens of community conservancies have been established on Masai land. Local people lease their land for wildlife conservation while receiving stable income from ecotourism. This model both protects migration corridors and provides livelihoods without converting land to other uses. The greater Masai Mara network has grown into dozens of community conservancies involving tens of thousands of landowners. Ecological corridors are also being expanded to reconnect fragmented protected areas. For elephants, lions, or wildebeest, these corridors are vital, allowing continued movement between feeding areas, maintaining genetic diversity, and reducing conflict with people. Many scientific programs support conservation efforts. Elephants and lions are fitted with GPS collars to track their movements. Drones, camera traps, and satellite imagery help scientists monitor animal populations, detect poaching early, and assess grassland conditions. Modern technology is making ecosystem management more precise and effective. Alongside these efforts are grassland restoration programs, water management, and initiatives to reduce human-wildlife conflict. Recent research shows that restoring degraded pastures not only improves habitat for wildlife, but also significantly reduces conflict with local pastoral communities. Tomorrow, the sun will still rise over Kenya. Elephant herds will set out once more. Antelope will continue to graze, and lions will wait silently among the sea of grass. But for these scenes to remain more than memories, nature must be protected, starting today. What do you believe is most important for preserving Kenya's wild world? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share the video, and subscribe so you can continue exploring and protecting nature across the planet with us.